This is a story I learned from Raymond Moses Sr. of the Tulalip people many, many years ago. A long time ago, there was Beaver. Now, you know Beaver, right? Beaver's that little animal with brown fur and a flat tail and big teeth. And Beaver leads a complicated life, if you ask me, because Beaver chews down a tree to make a dam. Beaver makes a dam to make a pond. Beaver makes a pond to build his house in. And that is a lot of work, just to make a house, to chew down a tree, to make a dam, to make a pond, so you can make your house. But that is Beaver. And the other animal in this story is little field mouse, that little mouse that lives in the grass. A long time ago, Beaver was walking through the woods looking at all the trees when he saw the cutest thing he'd ever seen. He saw little field mouse, and oh, she was so cute. He looked at her and wished he could talk with her, but she would never talk to him. He's just old Beaver, and she's beautiful little field mouse. So he would wander around the woods looking at her, and he would hide around and peek at her, and he wished he could talk with her. He went to his cousin Squirrel and said, "Do you think I should talk with her?" And Cousin Squirrel said, "Go ahead." And so Beaver worked up all of his courage, and he went walking out of the woods heading towards field mouse. And as he walked towards her, all the animals could hear his heart beating really loud like a drum. He was so scared. He went up to her, and he said, "Hi, field mouse." And she looked up at him, and she said, "Hi." Oh, he was so happy she said something to him, and he blurted out, "Will you marry me?" And she looked at him, and she said, "Eek, no, you're too fat." And he turned around and walked back into the woods crying and crying. She didn't like him. She said he was too fat. Oh, why did he talk to her? What can he do? Oh, he wandered the woods for days and days feeling sad and crying and thinking, what can I do? He thought he could go on a diet, but that would be too much work. And then he remembered something. Cedar tree. Cedar tree would help him, because cedar tree is what the native people call long life maker, great gift giver. From the cedar tree, the people can get anything they need, any material thing they need. They can get wood to make their houses. They can carve a canoe out of the trunk. They can take the soft inner bark of the tree, not the hard outside bark, but the soft inner bark, and make their clothes from it. They can make baskets, they can make ropes, they can make nets, they can make boxes, they can make anything they need. They can even make baby diapers from this tree. Well, Beaver knew this, and he knew cedar tree would help him. So he went up to cedar tree, and he tore off a big strip of bark. And then he tore that big strip into smaller strips. And then he wove those strips together. He wove them together until he made a big belt. A big belt, just like a girdle. And he wrapped that big belt around him, and he pulled it really tight. Pulled it really tight. And then he looked at himself, and he said, "I don't look fat now. I look skinny. This belt makes me look skinny. Maybe she'll like me now." And so he came walking out of the woods heading toward field mouse again. And she saw him coming and thought he looked a little better now. When he got up to her, he bent down to ask her the question, and do you know what happened? The belt snapped. It broke, and it hit poor field mouse across the head. It knocked her out of the woods into the grass, and she got up, and she was wobbling around and staggering around. And that is why when you see a field mouse as it runs through the grass, it never runs in a straight line. It runs in a crooked line. And that is all.